Third down and 9. Bosa. The sack.
In the NFL world, rivalries are a pretty big deal. But a lot of times, it's a not-so-even rivalry that sort of stems from one star player just beating the absolute snot out of them year in and year out. And here in the modern day, let me tell you, it is no different. Definitely a handful of teams that have some intense rivalries, maybe less so with a specific team, but more so a star player that's been playing with them for some time. Every NFL team and its fans have at least one player that they always dread playing against. The Buffalo Bills hated playing Tom Brady for 2 decades. Steve Young's San Francisco 49ers got mopped up by Brett Favre's Green Bay Packers and Troy Aikman's Dallas Cowboys more often than not. So, you get the idea. Well, let me tell you, there is no shortage of current instances of an active NFL star absolutely owning a specific team. Granted, most of the NFL greats play great against just about any team, but for whatever reason, they especially take it to another level when a certain opponent challenges them. So with that, let's dive into 10 active NFL superstars who absolutely own one NFL team. And a big shout out to JC052288 for suggesting this video.
I just want us to, keep the mindset of just wanting to get better.
Aaron Rodgers, Chicago Bears. Rodgers summed it up best when he screamed at Chicago Bears fans, "I still own you," following a rushing touchdown that clinched a Green Bay Packers victory in Week 6 of the 2021 season. I mean, look, facts are facts. During his tenure with the Packers, Rodgers won a jaw-dropping 24-5 against the Bears. That was, of course, highlighted by the close victory in the 2010 NFC Championship game at Soldier Field. Against the Bears, Rodgers completed 67.29 pass attempts for 6,965 yards, a ridiculous 64 touchdowns, and only 10 interceptions. Rodgers posted an insane 109.0 QB rating in those contests, too. From 2016 to 2022, Rodgers only lost once to the Bears, on December 16th, 2018. Bears fans would have to put up with 4 more years of being owned by Rodgers before he was traded to the New York Jets in the 2023 offseason. Hey, real question, Bears fans. Was the Rodgers trade to New York the greatest moment in Bears history since they won the 2006 NFC Championship game? Just curious. Patrick Mahomes, Denver Broncos. Mahomes has owned just about everybody since taking over as the Kansas City Chiefs starting quarterback in 2018. But he has especially had his way with KC's arch rival, the Denver Broncos. So much so that Mahomes may as well be listed as the owner of the franchise. With the AFC West locked up, Alex Smith was rested in favor of Mahomes for the Chiefs-Browns Week 17 2017 game. Mahomes led Kansas City to a 27-24 win, the first of what would be 12 straight wins against Denver. Mahomes wouldn't lose his first game to the Broncos until Week 8 of the 2023 season, a 24-9 Denver victory. Not only that, but this loss marked the Chiefs' first loss to the Broncos since Week 2 of the 2015 season. Still, a 12-1 record against your division rivals is ridiculous and, shall we say, pure ownage. Mahomes has a 66.52 completion percentage for 3,506 yards and 19 touchdowns against the Broncos. There's Patrick Mahomes' domination, and then there's Patrick Mahomes' domination against the Broncos. Those are 2 very different categories. Aaron Donald, Seattle Seahawks. If there's one non-Seahawks player who had to be pretty upset about the Russell Wilson trade to Denver, it was Aaron Donald. While Donald's Rams have had well-documented struggles against Kyle Shanahan's San Francisco 49ers, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year has been nothing but man-made kryptonite for Seattle. Donald won 12 of his first 17 career meetings against Seattle. And incredibly, Donald had 15 sacks on Russell Wilson alone during the latter's tenure in the Emerald City. Even when the Rams were awful in 2014, 2015, and 2016, they still managed to claim 4 of their 6 meetings against Seattle. And Donald was, of course, a key reason why. He single-handedly destroyed Wilson and the Seattle O-line during the height of the Rams-Seahawks rivalry. Donald's retirement just can't come soon enough for Seahawks fans, huh? Marshon Lattimore, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans has been mostly unstoppable throughout his career, but New Orleans Saints star cornerback Marshon Lattimore has unlocked the key to locking up the future Hall of Fame wideout time and time again. Lattimore has been a thorn in the side of the annual 1,000-yard wideout. Just check out this graphic that shows the Lattimore versus Evans stats from 2017 to 2020. And when the Bucs swept the 2022 season series against the New Orleans, well, keep in mind that both Lattimore and Evans were ejected in the first meeting before the Bucs put the game away. Oh, and Lattimore was out with an abdomen injury for the second meeting. A healthy Lattimore has continuously locked down Evans and frustrated Tampa Bay, racking up 12 pass defenses in his first 11 games against them. Never mind the low INT numbers when Lattimore faces the Bucs. Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, et al. Were just too smart and would barely target Lattimore in those showdowns with Evans. Josh Allen, Miami Dolphins. The Buffalo Bills-Miami Dolphins rivalry couldn't have been much more even in the 2000s and 2010s. The two clubs split 20 meetings in the 2000s, and Buffalo held a 9-8 advantage in the 2010s before winning the final 3 meetings before the new decade. But to be more blunt, this rivalry has been completely lopsided in favor of Buffalo since Josh Allen entered the NFL in 2018. The two clubs split the pair of meetings in his rookie year, but it has been all Allen and Buffalo ever since. After his Bills defeated the Dolphins in the 2022 AFC wildcard round, Allen held a 10-2 career record against Miami. And then his Bills crushed the previously undefeated Dolphins 48-20 in Week 4 of the 2023 season. In his first 11 regular season meetings against Miami, Allen went 9-2 with 31 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, and 571 rushing yards with 5 rushing scores. In the 2022 wildcard round win, 352 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Miami has it good with Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle, but for whatever reason, this new AFC powerhouse just has not found the blueprint to stopping Allen. He just makes it look too easy against them every time that they face off. Tyreek Hill, Los Angeles Chargers. Other than Bill Belichick's New England Patriots in the 2018 AFC Championship game or Todd Bowles' Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 55, no team has ever really shut down a cheetah since his 2017 breakout year. Hill is the NFL's fastest wide receiver, and even double coverage or 2 deep safety looks haven't been enough to slow him down. Just when y'all thought he would regress after leaving Kansas City in 2022, Hill has just gotten better and better with Tagovailoa and the Dolphins. Hill owns just about everybody he goes up against, but the Los Angeles Chargers have been especially shredded by the future Hall of Famer. As a member of KC and Miami, Hill has won 10 of 13 showdowns against the Bolts, with 68 receptions for 1,095 yards and 10 touchdowns. In those 13 contests, Hill averaged 84.3 yards per game. To put that into perspective, Hill averaged 72.9 yards per game during his 6 years with the Chiefs. Against the Chargers alone, he basically is putting up 11 more yards per contest than what he did in KC. Did we mention that Hill has won 10 of the 13 meetings he suited up for against the Chargers? Unfortunately for the Bolts, the Chiefs just had to trade him within the conference and not to an NFC team. Hill is just the mosquito that won't go away for LA. Nick Bosa, Los Angeles Rams. The NFC West has been a gauntlet and a 3-way heavyweight fight between the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers since 2018. While the Rams have bested the Seahawks have bested the 49ers, who have bested the Rams. All right, got that rock, paper, scissors in your head? Good. 2021 NFC Championship game aside, a contest the 49ers were one non-dropped interception away from probably winning, Kyle Shanahan's squad has absolutely owned Sean McVay's Rams since 2019. It is no coincidence that the 49ers' utter domination of LA began when Nick Bosa entered the league as the number 2 overall pick in 2019. Consider this. After a Week 2 2023 road win in LA, the 49ers improved to 7-1 against the Rams in the Nick Bosa era. The only loss, of course, came in the aforementioned 2021 NFC title game. And with 1.5 sacks in that contest, Bosa certainly wasn't to blame for the loss. In his first 7 regular season games against the Rams, Bosa had 5 sacks. And for whatever reason, this guy just turns it up a notch whenever the 49ers play a perennial NFC heavyweight. McVay uses all sorts of different offensive line combinations. And the one constant? No stopping Bosa. Russell Wilson, San Francisco 49ers. At the time Wilson was traded to Denver from Seattle, we couldn't help but wonder, which fan base was generally happier with the move, the Broncos or the 49ers? On one hand, the Broncos thought they were landing a new superstar franchise QB, but on the other hand, the 49ers officially didn't have to worry about 2 practical guaranteed losses against Wilson and the Seahawks anymore. Wilson went an insane 16-4 against the 49ers during his run with the Seahawks, highlighted by that thrilling victory in the 2013 NFC Championship game. Then, of course, Wilson's hapless Broncos beat the 49ers in Week 3 of the 2022 season. Yeah, the same year the 49ers finished with 13 wins en route to an NFC Championship appearance. Wilson, 17-4 against San Fran for his career, has thrown 36 touchdowns and only 10 interceptions against the NFC West club. Good for a QB rating of 98.9. Those 36 TDs are the most he's thrown against a single team, too. And then, sure enough, the 49ers went 2-0 against the Seahawks in 2022 with Wilson long gone and out of the picture. Hey, don't worry, San Fran fans. He's long gone and can only hurt you once every 4 years, if even that. There's no need to worry. Derrik Henry, Houston Texans. In this era, no NFL running back has been a bigger game changer or pain in the neck for opposing teams than Henry. 6'3", 247 pounds of pure muscle and steel. He's way faster than the guys trying to tackle him and just as strong, if not stronger than them. Truth be told, Henry has run through all three of the Tennessee Titans AFC South rivals in the Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Houston Texans. But the Texans have especially felt the wrath of the two-time rushing champion and likely future Hall of Famer. Just saying, the stats don't lie. Through the 2022 season, Henry had met in Houston 12 times, winning 7 of those meetings. In those contests, he averaged 115 rushing yards per contest with 12 rushing touchdowns. If you still don't think Henry is a bully to the Titans' rivals, consider that Henry averaged 6.13 yards per carry in those meetings with Houston, his best mark against any individual team. Henry has put up excellent numbers against his fair share of teams, the New England Patriots and Baltimore Ravens as well, just to name a couple. But if he had to face just one team, a singular franchise for the rest of his career, it's obvious which one Henry would choose. None other than the Houston Texans. Travis Kelce, Las Vegas Raiders. Entering the 2023 season, Kelce only lacked a touchdown reception against 3 teams: the Carolina Panthers, New York Giants, and Seattle Seahawks, aka teams Kelce plays every 4 years. So in other words, he basically destroys every team that comes in his path. No team can tell you about it more than the Las Vegas Raiders, however, who must deal with Kelce mania twice a year. Now, Kelce has averaged better career numbers against the Broncos, but in terms of 2 major categories, wins and touchdown receptions, Kelce simply dominates the Silver and Black more than he dominates the Broncos. Through the 2022 season, Kelce's Chiefs were victorious in 15 of his 18 career meetings with the Raiders. In those contests, the 2-time Super Bowl champion had 100 catches on the dot for 1,289 yards and 11 touchdowns. Can't forget his 4 TD game against the Raiders in Week 5 of the 2022 season, or his last-minute game-winning score in Week 11 of the 2020 campaign. Kelce just always, literally always, saves his very best against a mediocre Raiders team that has never exactly fielded a quality defense since his arrival. Kelce is arguably the greatest tight end in NFL history, and he mercilessly reminds the Raiders of his greatness every single time they meet. But what other NFL stars absolutely own one specific team? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.